Deep beneath Siberia's frozen heart, a secret slumbered. Buried under ancient coal tens of meters below, it lay untouched. On September 5, 1969, the Earth revealed its mystery. In Rzhavchik, a remote Soviet village, a discovery shook the world. A marble sarcophagus impossibly ancient emerged from a coal mine. Its age, 800 million years, defied all known history. It predated dinosaurs, predated life as we understand it. What rested within this timeless tomb? Could it unravel the story of humanity itself? The answers, if they existed, were locked in the Siberian depths. Rzhavchik was a place forgotten by time. Its villagers, weathered by cold and labor, clung to routine. Miners descended daily into the coal seams, their world one of darkness. The mine, 70 meters deep, was their lifeblood. On that autumn morning, the air bit with frost. Clouds hung low, heavy with the promise of snow. Pickaxes clinked in the shaft, a steady rhythm of toil. Viktor Ivanov, a veteran miner, swung his tool with precision. His breath clouded in the frigid air. His pick struck something unnatural, not coal, not stone. Viktor paused, his heart quickening. He knelt, scraping dirt with rough hands. A smooth surface gleamed under his flashlight's beam. It was crafted, its edges too perfect for nature's hand. He called to his crew, his voice sharp in the silence. Mikhail Volkov, young and brash, rushed to his side. Others followed, their lanterns casting jagged shadows. The men dug, sweat mixing with coal dust. A hollow chamber slowly revealed itself. Its walls bore no marks of human passage. The air inside was thick, cold, and strange. An odor, sharp and unplaceable, filled their lungs. Flashlights swept the darkness, halting on a surreal sight. A marble sarcophagus, 3 meters long, stood alone. Its surface, 1 meter high, shimmered faintly. Intricate carvings, spirals, stars, and cryptic symbols adorned it. No tool from their era could achieve such precision. The miners stood frozen, their breath catching. Was this treasure a relic of kings or something older? Whispers of gods and forgotten empires echoed in the dark. The forbidden opening. Viktor, pragmatic and wary, felt dread settle in his chest. Mikhail, eyes alight with excitement, urged boldness. "We can't let the state steal this," he said. The crew, torn between fear and wonder, nodded. They would open the sarcophagus themselves. No waiting for bureaucrats, no orders from above. The marble lid, cold and unyielding, resisted their strength. Crowbars groaned under the weight. After hours, a faint hiss escaped like a distant whisper. The chamber seemed to hold its breath. Inside lay a young woman, impossibly preserved. She appeared asleep, her face serene. Her skin was pale, whiter than frost, flawless. Long, wavy brown hair flowed over her shoulders. Her beauty was not of this world. It held an ancient, almost divine grace. She was submerged in a transparent pink liquid. The fluid shimmered, cradling her like a sacred veil. The miners stood silent, their minds reeling. This was no burial, no relic of history they knew. Beside her head rested a strange object. A small black metal box, sleek and seamless, gleamed. It showed no rust, no wear of time. In 1969, it was incomprehensible. Decades later, some likened it to a smartphone. Its purpose remained as elusive as her identity. Her dress, a delicate white fabric, was nearly transparent. Yet it bore no decay, no sign of age. The miners, awestruck, named her Princess Tyissoon. The name honored the TL district, a nod to Her Majesty. She was no ordinary soul, that was certain. The chamber felt heavier, as if watching them. Viktor traced the carvings, his fingers trembling. The spirals seemed to pulse under his touch. Mikhail, undaunted, sketched the symbols in a notebook. Others whispered prayers, their voices barely audible. The sarcophagus was a doorway, they sensed. To what, none could say. The miners agreed to keep their find secret for now. But secrets, in Rzhavchik, had a way of escaping. Word reached the mine's head, Ivan Petrov, by noon. A gruff man loyal to the state, he acted swiftly. He alerted local authorities, his voice tight with urgency. By dusk, Rzhavchik hummed with unease. A red military helicopter roared into the village. Its blades churned the air, scattering dust. Soviet officials, clad in gray coats, descended. Their faces were stone, their orders sharp. Villagers were barred from the mine. A biological threat, they claimed, was at risk. The miners faced private interviews. Viktor, Mikhail, and others were questioned alone. No one knew what was asked or answered. Some spoke of veiled threats, others of bribes. The sarcophagus became a state secret in hours. Soldiers cordoned off the mine's entrance. Tents sprang up, guarded by men with rifles. Rzhavchik's people watched from a distance. What had the miners found to warrant such force? Extracting the sarcophagus proved impossible at first. The marble block, heavier than stone should be, defied logic. The helicopter's cables strained, then snapped. The pink liquid inside added unbearable weight. Officials, impatient, ordered it drained. Barrels were brought, sealed for containment. As the fluid flowed out, a change began. The woman's radiant skin turned ashen gray. Within minutes, it darkened to a lifeless blue. Her ethereal presence vanished, leaving a corpse. The miners, watching, felt their stomachs turn. Viktor crossed himself, a habit from childhood. Mikhail, defiant, cursed the officials. Had they broken something sacred? The sarcophagus was loaded onto a truck. Barrels of pink liquid followed under guard. The convoy rolled toward Novosibirsk. Rzhavchik fell silent, its heart uneasy. The mine, once a place of labor, now felt cursed. The villagers knew nothing would be the same. Rzhavchik's people sensed trouble from the discovery's dawn. Viktor Ivanov, the first to strike the sarcophagus, grew haunted. He woke nightly, drenched in sweat. His wife Anna spoke of his fear, wordless and deep. In 1970, tragedy struck. Viktor died in a motorcycle crash. Officials labeled it a drunken mishap. Anna, grieving, called it a lie. Viktor never drank, she swore. He was cautious, a man of steady hands. Whispers of a curse spread through the village. The sarcophagus, some said, demanded silence. Another miner, Alexei Morozov, vanished soon after. His body was found by the river, curled tight. He seemed frozen, yet the day was warm. Doctors cited hypothermia, but none believed it. Villagers gathered in the tavern, their voices low. The curse of Princess Tyissoon, they named it. Each death felt like a warning from the deep. The mine became a place to avoid. Anna Ivanov, widowed, began to speak out. She claimed Viktor saw visions before his death. A pale woman, cloaked in mist, haunted his dreams. She pointed to the mine, her eyes hollow. The villagers listened, some nodding, others turning away. Rzhavchik's priest, Father Grigory, offered prayers. He blessed the mine's entrance, his hands trembling. The curse, he warned, was no mere superstition. Something ancient had been disturbed. The village waited, dreading what came next. In Novosibirsk, the sarcophagus reached a secret facility. Dr. Elena Sokolova, a paleontologist, led the analysis. Her team, handpicked by the state, worked in silence. The body, the liquid, the marble defied their tools. Radiocarbon dating failed, returning blank results. The dress's fabric, impossibly preserved, baffled them. The pink fluid shimmered, resisting chemical tests. Elena, a skeptic, felt her certainty waver. "Nothing in science explains this," she wrote. The team turned to geological analysis. The coal seam's age stunned them. 800 million years. It predated all complex life, all known history. Elena cross-checked the data, her hands unsteady. The marble, the fluid, the body, all aligned with the coal. Was this a hoax, a mistake, or something impossible? She studied the black metal box, its surface flawless. It hummed faintly, though no one else heard it. Her colleagues, nervous, avoided her gaze. The sarcophagus was no relic of human hands. It was something older, something other. Elena's dreams began to shift. She saw a pale woman standing in a void. The woman's eyes, deep and knowing, held her. Elena woke, her heart racing. She kept the vision secret, fearing ridicule. The facility buzzed with rumors of a cover-up. Soldiers patrolled the halls, their faces blank. The scientists worked under unseen pressure. The truth, Elena sensed, was slipping away. The sarcophagus held answers, but at what cost? Back in Rzhavchik, the curse tightened its grip. A third miner, Pyotr, fell ill without cause. His skin paled, his eyes grew distant. Doctors found no disease, no reason for his decline. He died in 1971, whispering of shadows. The village's tavern grew quiet, its laughter gone. Children were kept indoors, their games silenced. The mine, now closed, loomed like a wound. Locals avoided its entrance, fearing its pull. Anna Ivanov became the curse's voice. She gathered the widows, their grief a shared bond. They spoke of lights flickering near the mine. Some swore they heard a low hum like a distant pulse. Father Grigory held nightly vigils. His prayers, fervent, sought to shield Rzhavchik. Yet the fear grew, a living thing. The sarcophagus was gone, but its presence lingered. The villagers felt watched, judged by an unseen force. Rzhavchik, once a home, was now a prison. The Siberian earth held its secrets tight. In Rzhavchik, the discovery of the marble sarcophagus lingered like a ghost. Its age, 800 million years, challenged all reason. The woman inside, named Princess Tyissoon, defied time itself. Her pale beauty, preserved in pink liquid, haunted those who saw her. The black metal box beside her hinted at unknown technology. The Soviet state, swift and secretive, had claimed the find. Yet the curse whispered in the village, claiming lives. Rzhavchik's miners, once bold, now feared the mine's depths. The truth, if it existed, was buried in shadow. In Novosibirsk, the sarcophagus lay under lock and key. Dr. Elena Sokolova, paleontologist, led a clandestine team. Her dreams of the pale woman grew vivid, unsettling her logic. The facility, a gray fortress, buzzed with tension. Soldiers patrolled, their boots echoing in sterile halls. The scientists worked under orders to uncover answers, but each test deepened the mystery, not the clarity. The sarcophagus was no relic of human hands. Its origins pointed to a time before life walked the earth. Elena, a skeptic, felt her world unraveling. The unyielding tomb, the sarcophagus, resisted every probe. Its marble, flawless, dulled their sharpest drills. The pink liquid, stored in sealed barrels, shimmered faintly. Chemical tests revealed no known compounds. The fluid seemed to pulse, as if alive. Elena's assistant, Dr. Yuri Volodin, grew obsessed. He spent nights analyzing the liquid's strange glow. "It's not of this world," he whispered to Elena. She dismissed him, but doubt gnawed at her. The truth was slipping beyond their grasp. The woman's body, now gray and lifeless, baffled them. Her skin, once radiant, held no trace of decay. Microscopes revealed cells intact, impossibly preserved. Her dress, a white fabric, resisted all analysis. It was woven with threads finer than silk. No loom on Earth could replicate it. The black metal box sat untouched under guard. Its surface, seamless, reflected light in eerie patterns. Elena traced its edges, feeling a faint hum. The device, if it was one, held secrets locked away. Geological tests confirmed the coal seam's age. 800 million years, a number that silenced the room. The sarcophagus was no anomaly. It belonged to that era. Elena cross-referenced global fossil records. No complex life existed then, only microbes. Yet the tomb's carvings, spirals, stars, suggested intent. Was it a monument, a vault, or something stranger? The team debated in hushed tones. Some spoke of gods, others of forgotten science. The state demanded answers, but none came. The second sarcophagus, in 1972, a new discovery shook the team. A geologist, sent to Rzhavchik's mine, found another chamber. It lay 2 kilometers from the original site near a frozen lake. The chamber, hidden under coal, mirrored the first. A second marble sarcophagus, identical in design, emerged. Its carvings, spirals, stars, matched the first perfectly. Inside, another body rested in pink liquid. This time it was a man, tall and striking. His skin, pale as moonlight, bore no flaws. His hair, jet black, framed a serene face. The man, like Princess Tyissoon, seemed asleep. His robes, a shimmering silver fabric, defied decay. A black metal box, twin to the first, lay by his head. The liquid shimmered, its pink glow hypnotic. The geologist, Dr. Nikolai Petrov, radioed Novosibirsk. Soldiers arrived within hours, sealing the site. The second sarcophagus was transported in secret. Rzhavchik's villagers, kept at a distance, whispered. The curse, they said, was growing stronger. The mine was no longer theirs. It belonged to the unknown. Elena's team now faced two impossible relics. The man's body, like the woman's, resisted analysis. His cells, preserved, hinted at no known biology. The silver robes, like the white dress, were a mystery. The second black box hummed faintly, unsettling the guards. Yuri, ever bold, suggested opening it. Elena refused, citing orders from above. The state, she sensed, feared what lay within. The sarcophagi were locked in separate vaults. Their presence weighed on the facility like a storm. The curse's grip tightens in Rzhavchik. The curse claimed more souls. Mikhail Volkov, the miner who sketched the carvings, fell ill. His fever came without cause, his eyes hollow. He spoke of a woman in his dreams, pointing to the mine. In 1973, he died alone. Doctors called it heart failure, but his wife disagreed. Mikhail was strong, she said, until the sarcophagus. The village's fear grew, a living shadow. The tavern, once lively, stood empty. Another tragedy followed weeks later. A young boy, Ivan, wandered near the mine. He vanished, his coat found by the lake. Searchers discovered his body, curled in the snow. His face held terror as if frozen mid-scream. The villagers, led by Anna Ivanov, gathered in protest. They demanded answers from the state. Soldiers turned them away, their rifles gleaming. Father Grigory, the priest, held a midnight vigil. His prayers, fervent, sought to banish the curse. Anna, now a widow and leader, spoke of visions. She saw lights flickering in the forest, pale and cold. A low hum, like a heartbeat, pulsed from the mine. Some swore they saw a figure, cloaked in mist. It vanished when approached, leaving no tracks. The villagers called it the princess's guardian. Rzhavchik's children drew spirals in the dirt. The symbols, untaught, mirrored the sarcophagus. The curse was no longer a whisper, it was a scream. The village stood on the edge of despair. The Soviet silence. In Novosibirsk, the state tightened its grip. Elena's team worked under constant surveillance. KGB agents, silent and cold, monitored every move. Reports vanished from desks, samples disappeared. Yuri, frustrated, confronted a senior official. He was reassigned the next day, sent to Moscow. Elena never heard from him again. Rumors spread of a secret project, codenamed Tyel Dawn. It aimed to unlock the sarcophagi's technology. The black boxes, some said, were the key. Elena studied the second sarcophagus in secret. Its carvings seemed to shift under her gaze. She sketched them, her hands trembling. The spirals formed patterns like a code. She hid her notes, fearing interception. A colleague, Dr. Sophia Levin, shared her unease. Sophia, a chemist, analyzed the pink liquid. "It's not preservation fluid," she said. "It's alive, in some way we can't measure." The words chilled Elena, but she agreed. The facility grew oppressive, its air heavy. Scientists whispered of strange noises at night. A low hum, like the boxes, echoed in the vaults. Guards reported shadows moving without cause. Elena's dreams worsened, the pale woman speaking. "Leave us," the figure said, her voice a blade. Elena woke, her notes scattered on the floor. The sarcophagi were more than relics. They were alive, or something close to it. The state's silence hid a truth too vast to face. The Siberian mystery deepened, its shadows growing longer. Rzhavchik's marble sarcophagus, 800 million years old, defied logic. Princess Tyissoon, preserved in pink liquid, haunted all who saw her. A second sarcophagus, holding a man, mirrored the first. The black metal boxes humming faintly hinted at alien technology. The Soviet state cloaked the finds in secrecy. In Novosibirsk, scientists grappled with impossible truths. In Rzhavchik, the curse tightened its grip. Lives were lost. Fear consumed the village. The earth itself seemed to guard the enigma. Dr. Elena Sokolova, in Novosibirsk, felt the weight of her task. Her dreams of the pale woman grew sharper, almost real. The facility, under KGB watch, pulsed with unease. Reports vanished. Colleagues disappeared. The sarcophagi, locked in vaults, seemed to watch. Rzhavchik's villagers, far away, rebelled against their fate. The curse, they believed, was no mere tale. Each death, each strange light proved it. The truth lay buried, but not silent. The Siberian depths whispered of secrets untold. The Tile Dawn Project. In 1973, the Soviets escalated their efforts. The secret project, codenamed Tile Dawn, took shape. Its goal was to unlock the sarcophagi's technology. The black metal boxes were the focus. Dr. Elena Sokolova, under pressure, led the experiments. Her colleague, Dr. Sofia Levine, studied the pink liquid. The fluid, Sofia claimed, reacted to touch. It shimmered brighter when handled, as if aware. Elena, skeptical, tested it herself. Her fingers tingled, a faint warmth spreading. The first black box was moved to a sealed chamber. Engineers, guarded by KGB agents, probed its surface. No seams, no openings, no power source. Yet it hummed, a low pulse that unsettled the room. A technician, Ivan Korsakov, touched it without gloves. He screamed, collapsing in convulsions. Doctors found no cause, no injury. Ivan recovered, but his eyes were distant. He spoke of voices, ancient and cold. The box was locked away, untouched. Elena's team turned to the carvings. The spirals and stars, etched on both sarcophagi, formed patterns. She mapped them, her sketches filling notebooks. The patterns resembled no known language, yet they felt deliberate, like a message. Sofia suggested they were a warning. "These are not for us," she said. Elena, torn, hid her notes from the KGB. The state demanded results, but fear grew. The sarcophagi were more than relics. They were alive. The third sarcophagus. In 1974, another discovery surfaced. A Soviet survey team near Rzhavchik's lake found a third chamber. It lay 3 kilometers from the mine, under frozen earth. The chamber, like the others, was untouched. A third marble sarcophagus, identical in design, emerged. Its carvings, spirals, stars, glowed faintly in the dark. Inside rested a child, no older than 10. The child's skin, pale as frost, was flawless. Golden hair framed a peaceful face. Pink liquid, shimmering, cradled the body. A black metal box, smaller but familiar, lay by the child's side. The child wore a robe, blue and translucent, untouched by time. The survey leader, Dr. Alexei Romanov, reported the find. Soldiers swarmed the site, their orders absolute. The third sarcophagus was taken to Novosibirsk. Rzhavchik's villagers, barred from the lake, grew restless. Whispers of the curse turned to shouts. The mine, the lake, the forest, all were haunted. The child, some said, was the princess's kin. The earth, they feared, held more tombs. Elena's team now faced 3 sarcophagi. The child's body, like the others, defied science. Its cells, preserved, showed no known structure. The blue robe, like the white and silver, was unearthly. The third black box hummed, its tone higher. Guards refused to stand near it, citing headaches. Sofia, shaken, analyzed the new pink liquid. "It's the same," she said, "but stronger." The fluid pulsed, as if responding to their voices. The sarcophagi, Elena realized, were connected. Rzhavchik's rebellion. In Rzhavchik, the curse fueled defiance. Anna Ivanov, widow of Victor, led the charge. She rallied the villagers. Their grief turned to anger. The state's silence, they said, hid the truth. In 1975, they marched to the mine. Soldiers blocked their path, rifles raised. Anna, undaunted, demanded answers. "Who is the princess?" she shouted. The soldiers, stone-faced, offered nothing. The crowd dispersed, but their resolve grew. Strange signs plagued the village. Lights flickered in the forest, pale and fleeting. A hum, low and rhythmic, rose from the lake. Children drew spirals, unprompted, in the snow. Father Grigory, the priest, saw omens in the sky. Clouds formed patterns, mirroring the sarcophagus carvings. He preached of judgment, of ancient sins. The villagers, desperate, burned offerings at the mine. Coal and herbs smoldered, their smoke rising. The curse, they believed, demanded appeasement. A new tragedy struck that winter. A soldier, guarding the lake, vanished. His rifle was found half buried in ice. His body, days later, lay in the forest. His face, like Ivan's, was frozen in terror. The villagers whispered of the princess's guardian. Anna claimed to see it, a cloaked figure in the fog. It pointed to the lake, its eyes glowing. The rebellion grew, fueled by fear and loss. Rzhavchik stood united, but against what? The forbidden experiment. In Novosibirsk, the TL Dawn project took a dark turn. The KGB, impatient, demanded the black boxes be opened. Elena protested, citing Ivan's collapse. Her warnings were ignored. A new engineer, Dr. Viktor Kuznetsov, was brought in. He designed a device to force the first box open. In 1976, the experiment began. The chamber was sealed, guards stationed outside. Kuznetsov activated his machine, a laser-guided cutter. The box resisted, its surface unscathed. A sudden pulse shook the room. The hum grew louder, a deafening wail. Lights flickered, machines sparked. Kuznetsov fell, clutching his head. Blood trickled from his ears, his eyes wide. The box, untouched, glowed faintly. Guards rushed in, dragging Kuznetsov away. He babbled of voices, of a woman's face. The experiment was halted, the chamber locked. Elena, shaken, questioned her role. Sophia, in secret, tested the pink liquid again. She exposed it to sound, mimicking the box's hum. The fluid swirled, forming spirals. "It's communicating," she told Elena. The sarcophagi, she believed, were linked. Their purpose was not preservation, but something greater. Elena's dreams returned, the pale woman speaking. "You cannot open what is sealed," she said. The words echoed, a warning or a plea. The Tile Dawn project, Elena feared, was doomed. The Siberian enigma grew darker, its secrets unyielding. Rzhavchik's sarcophagi, 800 million years old, mocked science. Princess Tyissoon, her male counterpart, and a child lay in eternal repose. Their pink liquid and black metal boxes hinted at a lost world. The Soviet state, cloaked in paranoia, guarded the truth. In Novosibirsk, the Tile Dawn project faltered under fear. In Rzhavchik, the curse claimed souls without mercy. Strange lights and hums haunted the village. The earth, ancient and watchful, held its silence. The mystery, like the Siberian frost, refused to thaw. Dr. Elena Sokolova in Novosibirsk felt trapped. Her dreams of the pale woman now carried warnings. The facility, a maze of steel and suspicion, suffocated her. The KGB's shadow loomed, their orders absolute. Rzhavchik's rebellion, miles away, echoed in her thoughts. The villagers demanded answers she could not give. The sarcophagi, locked in vaults, pulsed with unseen life. Each hum, each flicker, deepened the dread. The truth was no longer a goal. It was a threat. Elena wondered if some secrets were meant to stay buried. The relocation gambit. In 1976, the Soviets made a bold move. The Tile Dawn project ordered the sarcophagi relocated. Moscow, they believed, offered better security. The three marble tombs, Princess Tyissoon, the man, the child, were prepared. Dr. Elena Sokolova oversaw the transfer, her heart heavy. The black boxes, still sealed, were packed separately. The pink liquid in sealed barrels glowed faintly. Trucks, escorted by armed convoys, stood ready. The facility buzzed with nervous energy. No one spoke of the failed experiment, but all remembered. The first sarcophagus, Tyissoon's, was loaded at dawn. Its weight strained the cranes, cables groaning. A guard brushing the marble flinched. "It's warm," he muttered, stepping back. Elena dismissed it, but her pulse quickened. The second and third sarcophagi followed, each heavier than stone. The convoy rolled out, a procession of secrets. Snow fell, blanketing the road to Moscow. Halfway, the lead truck stalled without cause. The driver, pale, reported a hum from the cargo. The convoy halted, soldiers circling the trucks. A low pulse like a heartbeat filled the air. The black boxes in their cases glowed faintly. Elena, called to the scene, felt the hum in her bones. She ordered the boxes separated, moved to another truck. The pulse faded, but the air grew heavy. A soldier, young and brash, touched a box. He collapsed, his screams echoing in the snow. The convoy resumed, but fear rode with them. Moscow, they hoped, would end the nightmare. The hidden chamber. In 1977, Rzhavchik's lake yielded another secret. A fisherman, Yuri Kuzmin, stumbled on a buried stone. It bore carvings, spirals, stars, matching the sarcophagi. He reported it to Anna Ivanov, the village's voice. Anna, wary of soldiers, organized a secret dig. Villagers, under cover of night, unearthed a new chamber. It lay beneath the lake's frozen edge, sealed by coal. The chamber, vast and cold, held no sarcophagus. Instead, a stone altar stood at its center. The altar, carved with spirals, glowed faintly. A black metal sphere the size of a fist rested on it. Unlike the boxes, it was etched with faint lines. The lines pulsed as if tracing a map. Anna, trembling, refused to touch it. Father Grigory, summoned, blessed the chamber. "This is sacred," he said, his voice low. The villagers, torn, debated reporting the find. Some feared the curse, others the state. Anna hid the sphere in her home, under floorboards. The chamber's walls bore more carvings. They depicted figures, tall and pale, under strange stars. The figures held boxes, their eyes hollow. A villager, sketching the scenes, felt watched. A hum, soft but persistent, filled the chamber. The altar's glow brightened, then faded. Anna, shaken, swore to protect the secret. The chamber was resealed, its entrance buried. Rzhavchik's rebellion now had a new purpose. The lake, they believed, was the curse's heart. The curse's wrath. The curse struck Rzhavchik with renewed fury. In 1978, a fire swept the village. It began near the mine, where lights had flickered. Homes burned, their timbers reduced to ash. No cause was found, no spark identified. Anna's house, spared, became a refuge. She hid the black sphere, its pulse growing stronger. Villagers whispered of the princess's anger. The fire, they said, was her judgment. Father Grigory prayed, his voice hoarse with grief. A new death followed, chilling the village. A soldier patrolling the lake was found dead. His body, half submerged, bore no wounds. His eyes, wide open, stared at the sky. The autopsy revealed nothing, no poison, no injury. Anna, defiant, led a march to the lake. She demanded the state leave Rzhavchik. Soldiers fired warning shots, scattering the crowd. The curse, villagers swore, now hunted the state. The lake's hum grew louder, a warning. Children, unprompted, drew spirals in the ash. Their drawings matched the chamber's carvings. A girl, Maria, spoke of dreams. A pale child, she said, called her to the lake. Anna, alarmed, kept Maria close. The village's fear turned to desperation. Offerings of coal and herbs piled at the lake. The smoke rose, curling into spiral patterns. The curse was no longer a story. It was their reality. Rzhavchik stood on the brink, its spirit fraying. The Moscow Vault. In Moscow, the sarcophagi reached a new facility. The Kremlin's orders were clear: unlock the secrets. Dr. Elena Sokolova, relocated, felt like a prisoner. The vaults, deep underground, were cold and silent. The sarcophagi, aligned in a row, seemed to hum in unison. The black boxes, stored separately, pulsed faintly. Elena's team, now smaller, worked in isolation. Dr. Sophia Levin, her ally, grew distant. The KGB's presence was suffocating, their eyes everywhere. Elena sensed the project was spiraling out of control. A new scientist, Dr. Irina Volnova, joined the team. She specialized in theoretical physics, her mind sharp. Irina studied the black box's hum, recording its frequency. "It's not random," she said. "It's a signal, meant for something." Elena, intrigued, shared her spiral sketches. Irina traced them, her eyes narrowing. "They're coordinates," she whispered. The patterns pointed to a location, Rzhavchik's lake. The team, stunned, debated in secret. The vaults grew stranger with each passing day. Guards reported footsteps where no one walked. Lights flickered, casting spiral shadows. Elena's dreams returned, the pale woman weeping. "You disturb the balance," she said. Sophia, testing the pink liquid, found new properties. It reacted to the box's hum, swirling faster. The sarcophagi, Irina believed, were a network. Their purpose was not burial, but connection. The Kremlin, unaware, pushed for answers. Elena feared they were opening a door they could not close. The Siberian mystery pulsed with a life of its own. Rzhavchik's sarcophagi, 800 million years old, defied comprehension. Princess Tyissoon, the man and the child, lay in silent vigil. Their pink liquid and black metal boxes whispered of forgotten truths. The Soviet state, gripped by paranoia, chased answers in vain. In Moscow, the Tile Dawn project teetered on collapse. In Rzhavchik, the curse wove terror into every heart. Lights, hums, and spirals haunted the village. The lake, a nexus of dread, held the key. The enigma, vast and ancient, refused to yield. Dr. Elena Sokolova, in Moscow, stood at a crossroads. Her dreams of the pale woman grew unbearable. The Kremlin's vaults, cold and oppressive, trapped her. The KGB's eyes followed every move, their patience thin. For Rzhavchik's rebellion, a distant cry fueled her resolve. The sarcophagi, humming in unison, seemed to call. Each pulse, each shadow, hinted at a greater purpose. Elena, once a skeptic, felt the truth closing in. The curse was no myth. It was a warning. She vowed to uncover what the state sought to bury. The Black Box Gambit. In 1978, the Tile Dawn project shifted focus. The Kremlin demanded the black boxes be decoded. Dr. Irina Volnova, the physicist, led the effort. Her theory, that the boxes were signaling devices, gained traction. She recorded their hum, mapping its frequencies. The patterns matched the sarcophagi's spiral carvings. "It's a network," Irina said, her voice steady. Elena, intrigued, shared her hidden sketches. The spirals, Irina confirmed, were coordinates. They pointed to Rzhavchik's lake, a focal point. A new experiment was planned, despite past failures. The first black box, Princess Tyissoon's, was brought out. A reinforced chamber, lined with steel, housed the test. Irina designed a sonic pulse to mimic the box's hum. Dr. Sophia Levin, hesitant, warned of the pink liquid's reactions. The fluid, she said, responded to sound like a living thing. Elena, torn, approved the experiment. KGB agents, ever present, watched in silence. The chamber sealed, the pulse began. The box glowed, its hum rising to a wail. The room shook, lights shattering in sparks. The box's surface rippled like liquid metal. A projection, faint, holographic, flickered above. It showed stars, unknown constellations, and pale figures. The figures moved, holding boxes, their eyes glowing. Irina, awestruck, recorded the images. Sophia, trembling, clutched her notes. The projection faded, the box silent. The KGB seized the recordings, their faces grim. The experiment, they declared, was classified. The lake's call in Rzhavchik, the curse unleashed a new horror. In 1979, the lake glowed at night. Its surface, frozen, shimmered with pale light. Villagers, led by Anna Ivanov, gathered at the shore. The hum, now a roar, shook the ice. Father Grigory, praying, saw spirals in the water. They swirled, mirroring the sarcophagi's carvings. Anna, clutching the black sphere, felt it pulse. The sphere hidden in her home grew warm. She feared it was waking, summoning something. A supernatural event struck at midnight. The ice cracked, a beam of light piercing the sky. Villagers fell to their knees, shielding their eyes. A figure, cloaked in mist, rose from the lake. Its form, pale and tall, mirrored Princess Tyissoon. It pointed to the village, its gaze piercing. Anna, defiant, stepped forward. "Leave us," she shouted, her voice breaking. The figure vanished, the light fading. The lake fell silent, but the hum lingered. The village reeled, its fear absolute. Maria, the girl who dreamed of the pale child, spoke. "She's angry," Maria said, her eyes distant. "The lake is her home and we disturbed it." Anna, shaken, hid the sphere deeper. Villagers burned offerings, coal smoldering by the lake. The smoke formed spirals drifting upward. Father Grigori, frail, preached of ancient guardians. The curse, he warned, was tied to the lake. Rzhavchik's rebellion now faced an unseen force, Elena's defiance. In Moscow, Elena's resolve hardened. The black box experiment confirmed Irina's theory. The sarcophagi were part of a network, ancient and vast. Their purpose, communication, preservation, or warning, eluded her. Sophia, analyzing the pink liquid, found new clues. The fluid contained microscopic structures like circuits. "It's technology," Sophia said, her voice low. "Not ours, not human." Elena, stunned, shared the spiral coordinates. The lake, they agreed, was the key. The KGB tightened control, suspecting leaks. Irina's recordings vanished from the vault. A guard, caught listening, was reassigned. Elena in secret met with Sophia and Irina. "We must go to Rzhavchik," she said. "The answers are there, not here." Irina, bold, agreed to steal a black box. Sophia, cautious, offered to smuggle liquid samples. The plan was risky, defying the Kremlin. Elena's dreams urged her forward, the pale woman nodding. In 1980, they acted. Irina, using her clearance, accessed the vault. She took the child's black box, the smallest. Sophia hid liquid vials in her coat. Elena forged documents, claiming a field study. The trio boarded a train to Novosibirsk. The KGB, unaware, continued their watch. The sarcophagi in their vaults hummed louder. Guards reported shadows, spiraling on walls. Elena, clutching her sketches, felt the lake calling. The village's last stand in Rzhavchik, the curse grew relentless. A villager, Olga, saw the cloaked figure again. It stood by her window, its eyes glowing. She fell ill, her skin paling like the princess's. Doctors summoned from Tile found no cause. Olga died, whispering of a pale child. Anna, desperate, rallied the villagers. They marched to the lake carrying torches. Soldiers, fewer now, fired into the air. The crowd pushed forward, unafraid. The lake glowed again, its hum deafening. Maria, the girl, stepped to the shore. She held a spiral drawing, her hand steady. The ice cracked, light spilling out. Villagers gasped, some fleeing, others praying. Anna, protecting Maria, felt the sphere pulse. She pulled it from her coat, its lines glowing. The light from the lake met the sphere. A pulse shook the ground, silencing the hum. The village stood frozen, awaiting the curse's next move. The Siberian enigma reached its climax, yet refused to fade. Rzhavchik's sarcophagi, 800 million years old, stood as sentinels. Princess Tyissoon, the man, and the child, guarded their secrets. Their pink liquid and black metal boxes pulsed with ancient intent. The Soviet state, fractured by fear, lost its grip. In Moscow, the Tile Dawn project unraveled. In Rzhavchik, the curse and the lake became one. Spirals, lights, and hums wove a tapestry of dread. The village, defiant, faced its final trial. The truth, vast and unknowable, waited in the depths. Dr. Elena Sokolova, now in Rzhavchik, sought answers. Her dreams of the pale woman urged her to the lake. The Kremlin's vaults left behind held only echoes. The KGB, unaware of her defection, hunted in vain. Rzhavchik's villagers, led by Anna Ivanov, stood ready. The black sphere, hidden by Anna, pulsed like a heart. The sarcophagi, far in Moscow, seemed to call. Each hum, each vision, pointed to the lake. Elena, no longer a skeptic, embraced the unknown. The mystery she knew was greater than science. The lake's revelation. In 1980, Elena reached Rzhavchik. She carried the child's black box, stolen by Irina. Dr. Sofia Levin, with vials of pink liquid, followed. Dr. Irina Volnova, the physicist, mapped the lake's coordinates. Anna Ivanov, wary, met them at the village edge. She revealed the black sphere, its lines glowing. The sphere and box hummed in unison, a shared song. Maria, the girl who dreamed of the pale child, watched. Her spiral drawings, clutched tight, seemed to glow. The lake, frozen and silent, awaited their move. Anna led them to the lake at midnight. Villagers, holding torches, formed a circle. Father Grigory, frail but resolute, blessed the ice. Elena placed the black box on the shore. Irina aligned it with the sphere, their pulses syncing. Sophia poured a vial of pink liquid onto the ice. The liquid swirled, forming spirals that sank below. The lake trembled, its hum rising to a roar. A beam of light, pale and piercing, shot skyward. The villagers gasped, their torches flickering. The ice cracked, revealing a glowing chamber beneath. Its walls, carved with spirals, pulsed with light. A platform, like the hidden altar, rose from the depths. On it stood a fourth black box, larger than the others. Its surface shimmered, etched with star maps. Elena, trembling, approached the platform. The box opened, unprompted, with a soft hiss. A holographic projection filled the air. It showed a city of pale towers under alien skies. Figures, tall and pale, moved in silent harmony. The projection spoke, a voice echoing in their minds. "We are the keepers from a time before your sun. Our network guards the seed of life. Disturb it not, for balance holds the stars." The image shifted, showing Earth, young and molten. The keepers placed sarcophagi, their boxes humming. They seeded life, then vanished, their purpose complete. The projection faded, the box closing. The lake's light dimmed, the hum softening. Elena, awestruck, understood. The sarcophagi were guardians. The curse's reckoning. The revelation shook Rzhavchik to its core. Anna, clutching the sphere, wept silently. The curse, she realized, was the keeper's defense. Each death, Victor, Mikhail, Olga, was a warning. Maria, the girl, stepped forward, unafraid. She placed her spiral drawing on the ice. The lake pulsed as if acknowledging her. Father Grigory, praying, saw peace in the light. The villagers, once terrified, felt a strange calm. The curse, they sensed, was lifting, but the Soviet state would not relent. In 1981, KGB agents arrived. They tracked Elena, Irina, and Sofia to Rzhavchik. Soldiers stormed the lake, their rifles raised. Anna, defiant, rallied the villagers. They formed a human chain, blocking the shore. Elena hid the black box, its projection burned in her mind. Irina, bold, confronted the agents. "This is beyond you," she said, her voice steady. The agents, unnerved, hesitated. A final, supernatural event sealed the standoff. The lake glowed, its light blinding the soldiers. A hum, deep and resonant, shook the ground. The cloaked figure, Princess Tyissoon's guardian, appeared. It stood on the ice, its eyes blazing. The soldiers fled, their rifles dropped. The villagers, untouched, stood in awe. The figure pointed to the lake, then vanished. The light faded, the lake freezing over. The curse, it seemed, had protected its own. The silent legacy. The Soviets sealed Rzhavchik's lake, declaring it restricted. The sarcophagi in Moscow were buried in deeper vaults. Elena, Irina, and Sofia vanished from records. Some said they hid in Siberia, guarding the truth. Others claimed the KGB silenced them. The black boxes, sphere, and liquid were never seen again. Rzhavchik's villagers rebuilt, their fear easing. Anna Ivanov, now old, told the story to her grandchildren. Maria, grown, became a teacher, her drawings preserved. The lake, silent, kept its secrets. In 1985, a granite memorial rose. It stood near the old coal mine, simple and solemn. Its inscription read, "In 1969, a young woman was found in a marble sarcophagus, dated to hundreds of millions of years ago. No mention of the child, the man, or the lake. The state ensured the truth stayed buried. Yet whispers persisted, carried by the wind. Lights still flickered in Rzhavchik's forest. A hum, faint but real, echoed at dusk. The keeper's network, some believed, still watched. The village, scarred but enduring, carried their legacy. The eternal question, the Siberian mystery, remains unanswered. Were the keepers a prehuman civilization lost to time, or extraterrestrial travelers, seeding Earth's life? The sarcophagi, guardians of a cosmic balance, offer no clues. Their pink liquid, a living technology, defies our grasp. The black boxes, silent now, hold their signals. Elena's quest, like Rzhavchik's rebellion, ended in awe. The curse, a protector, spared those who listened. The lake, a nexus, binds the past to the future. What lies beneath Siberia's frozen heart? The story of Princess Tyissoon endures. It challenges history, science, and belief. Rzhavchik's villagers, forever changed, guard the tale. The memorial stone, weathered, stands as a marker. The keeper's purpose, life, balance, or warning, remains. Humanity, ever seeking, may never know. Yet the mystery inspires a call to wonder. The Siberian earth, ancient and vast, keeps its silence. Its secrets, like the stars, are eternal. Only the brave dare to listen for their echo. Hey, mystery seekers. If you're gripped by the enigma of Siberia's 800-million-year-old sarcophagus, hit that like button. Your likes help uncover this ancient tale for more curious minds. Subscribe and ring the bell to never miss our next thrilling story. What do you think the keepers hid in the lake? Share your theories in the comments. Let's decode the mystery together. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next adventure.